In 2020, one of Europe's most trusted tech companies admitted something wild. $2 billion in cash didn't exist. This isn't a startup flop or a marketing blunder. It's the story of Wirecard.
Wirecard would aggressively deny
A fintech empire built on phantom profits, fake transactions, and a CEO who literally went missing.
But by June, the company's defenses are starting to unravel. Prosecutors launch a criminal investigation into Brown, and police raid the company's office. Wirecard admits the missing $2.2 billion of assets probably doesn't exist.
This is Backdoor Billions. And this is the story of the fraud Germany didn't see coming.
The business model was fraudulent right from the beginning. It was bank robbery, and investors and creditors, they're seeking more than 12 billion euros.
I think we're showing enormous growth. I have no fear at all in terms of evaluation.
Wirecard started off as a sketchy payment processor for, let's just say, less than mainstream internet businesses.
The German company provides software and systems that link retailers, consumers, and the financial system.
Confirming, settling, processing that whole transaction when you buy anything online.
But by the late 2000s, it cleaned up its image and climbed into Germany's financial elite, even joining the DAX, the country's stock market index.
Commerzbank and the DAX, you're going to be one of the big companies on the benchmark index here. You're a German company, but you have customers all over the world, and now you're on the DAX. What does that mean to you?
Of course, it doesn't change our strategy. I think we have a very strong strategy. I think it brings a lot of awareness, positive awareness. It's good for investors.
The media called it Germany's PayPal. Investors? Obsessed.
Recap, this Wirecard scandal, I feel like it's been on everyone's radar for years, but BaFin in particular and the Munich prosecutor felt like everything was cool.
The only problem? Wirecard wasn't actually growing, but it was getting very good at pretending it was.
When the truth started to unravel in ways no one could have anticipated. What had been brewing for years came crashing to light, and the reality was far worse than anyone could have imagined.
Wirecard's books showed explosive growth in Asia and the Middle East, markets nobody could really verify.
We saw the biggest stock market scandal in recent German history.
How does something like this happen? Stick around, because this is the insane story of the biggest fraud you've probably never heard of.
Revenue kept climbing, stock price surged, executives cashed in. The secret?
This wasn't just poor financial oversight. This was fraud. For years, Wirecard had inflated its profits, falsified accounts, and used a network of fake transactions to create a false image of a thriving, profitable business.
They were allegedly using fake partners and non-existent transactions to inflate revenue. But hey, if the numbers look good, who asks questions, right?
Huge questions. I mean, is it an Enron type situation? Well, yeah, because Europe has got massive egg on its face. They wanted a big tech giant. They ignored a lot of the facts. What about the regulators? What about the auditors?
Behind the scenes, people were asking questions.
Profitable company in this business field. So the first question is, why the hell is Wirecard so extremely profitable?
Whistleblowers, journalists, even short sellers started digging. The Financial Times launched an investigation, and Wirecard's response? Deny everything, threaten lawsuits, and claim it was all a smear campaign. Spoiler, it wasn't.
You have a sense of the Financial Times as a reputed organization, and you're very publicly being called a criminal. But when you suddenly find yourself facing an actual criminal investigation in Germany with regulators where the company which you're writing about seems to have certainly the ear of these people.
June 2020. Auditors at Ernst & Young couldn't confirm $2 billion supposedly held in a pair of Filipino banks.
But
its main auditor, Ernst & Young, finally said
the Wirecard story then began to unravel quite rapidly. CEO Marcus Brown stepped down. Wirecard said that the missing $2 billion probably didn't exist.
Wirecard finally admitted the money wasn't there. The stock dropped 90% in days. The CEO was arrested. The COO? Gone. Literally vanished.
Wir haben gestern Abend den ehemaligen Vorstandsvorsitzenden Dr. Markus Braun hier in München festgenommen, nachdem aus Wien angereist ist.
Interpol issued a warrant, and Germany, embarrassed, doesn't even begin to cover it. Wirecard's collapse wasn't just a corporate failure. It exposed massive holes in Germany's financial system. Regulators missed red flags for years.
Just an example, we have 40,000 audit opinions a year only in Germany, and so it's a singular case which we have here in Wirecard. But the question why doesn't...
Politicians backed the company, auditors signed off on fantasy, and regular investors left holding the bag. All for a company that cooked the books so well it became a national tech icon. Wirecard's empire was built on illusion, a masterclass in looking legitimate while faking nearly everything. The numbers were fake, the growth was fake, but the consequences? Very, very real. This is Backdoor Billions. Hit subscribe before the next billion vanishes too.